Hi, I'm Ben Facey. I'm here to talk about your personal brand, plan, and long-term success.
Hey, I'm Ben Parsons. Welcome to the Player Power Podcast with Ben Facey. Lots of people call me the good Ben and he's the bad Ben, but we'll just call him Facey and I can be Ben today. Getting your plan together.
Yep.
It can be overwhelming, right?
Yes.
You're getting feedback from all these different people. They're telling you lots of things. They're giving you a bit of self-doubt. How do you focus, get it together and write it out or put it together so you actually have a plan? And what are you trying to do with it?
Okay. You're an athlete. You break your day down into hours, I assume. I'm not an athlete, but I look after myself and we break all our days down into hours. You need, when you put a plan together, which is very different from a strategy, which we'll get to, when you put a plan together, you need to break your day, your week, your month, and your year down into hours. And the best way to do that is for you to understand your diet, your nutrition, your sleep, your training, all the bits, and then you see what's left for you to actually put together a plan for you to monetize, commercialize, and be the best version of yourself to pull together a whole plan around who your brand is. We're gonna break this down into hours, and it can be mind-blowing in the fact that you're like, holy shit, but I've already trained. I've already got to rest. I've got to see my mum. I've got to see my girlfriend, my partner, my whatever. But the best in the world, the people I have worked with, and I come from a musical background where I've worked with the most elite musicians in the world, the top of game. What they do is literally break down by hour, by day, and their schedule is full. And it's literally down to you will sleep at this time, you will do social media at this time, you'll rehearse at this time, you'll perform at this time, you'll do fandom at this time, and then it all comes together. What do we do as a marketing department and as people that specialize in plans and strategy is bring it together in some cohesive way that they can cope with to move forward, to put it into some form of maybe written document, digital document that they can actually sit down and go, what have I got to achieve today? What snackable size bits and pieces can I achieve right now?
Yeah, one of the things that when we've done workshops in the past, right, with athletes, we've spoken a lot about, hey, if you're going to build a plan, if it's, call it 3 months worth, figure out how much content you need in that 3 months and then go and schedule a day to film a bunch of content so you have like a backbone of detail within it, and then that'll make you not have as much anxiety or have a bit more ease about it, because as you build your program of work, you become more confident around your content, but you've always got backup content, right? So if you're building your plan, most athletes, whether they're in broadcast or non-broadcast sport, right, have some sort of day off or half a day off at worst, and they're saying, I need downtime. What's your advice? Because
don't stack. My advice is, you're saying you might have a day off where we can actually get you to create content. We can get you to do all these 10 things we need you to do. Don't stack it. It's not authentic. The minute you put one thing on top of another thing on top of another thing, go, there's my content plan. Benny, you take that and go and feed that out for the next month. The audience, your fandom will know. People want to be a part of your journey as they go through the process with you. You need to structure your day and provide daily content. You need to be daily, the key thing is daily relevance. Much like news, much like radio networks, like TV, like feeds, you need to be daily relevant. If you're stacking content and just building things, you go, I've got a week off, great, let's just go and build all this stuff and make it great and tell this story. And, you know, Hes told us about storytelling and Gavin told us how to put it over here and here. No, yes, that is right, what they said, but don't build it all in one piece. You're not making a movie and putting it out because people won't see it. And I think something that's come back, and I've heard a lot of what we've talked about through the Masterclass series and Player Power, is authenticity. And there's nothing authentic about everyone just going, here's me in the perfect life of all this content that I'm about to just throw at you and just split up into chunkable sizes and snackable bits and pieces. It's not going to happen. So to answer your question, we need to do little bits and pieces along the journey to make it achievable for the athlete to, one, rest, two, be authentic, train, eat well, look after their people, whether they be their family, their friends, whatever that may be, do the thing they love on top of everything else, and then be something that can be monetized.
Okay, you spoke about authentic. When you're dealing with athletes, and I'll refer to it from your music days, right? You're dealing with big artists. Not everything's like transparently authentic. They're only giving glimpses of authenticity. It's not all. It's not all. Hey, I've had a bad day or I had a bad concert last night, right?
No. Well, it depends if you want to be thematic. So when I've worked with music artists, they have thematical records, pieces of content where they actually theme everything. Let's talk about the Barbie movie right now.
Yeah.
Like everything's going to be colourful and pink and this and that. But as you move forward, it's not going to be that. And as artists move forward, they have a piece in their career where it looks like this. An athlete looks like this. They might be, as Hess was talking about, LeBron might be with one team, then into another. He's 3 different personalities as he comes through those different structures and teams because he's got different environments. So what you've got to do is look at the environment, structure what your plan is, and then build strategy around it. The difference between strategy and plan, a plan is a structure of time. A strategy is something that as we're going through the plan, if it's not working, we can pivot. And pivoting is key because if something's not working, even if it is authentic, we might need to adjust what we're doing and look at different platforms, look at different storytelling, look at different options and be available to listen to your audience and your fandom to actually make something that engages.
Okay, so keeping with that theme, when you're looking at your fandom, are you looking at all the social commentary, the keyboard warriors, or how are you knowing what your fans are or are not?
So I would say, God, and it's a great question. I would say do not read the comments. However, when building audience and fandom, I want you to engage in the comments. So it's a twofold. One, people want to pull you down. And we're talking in Australia, the tall poppy syndrome, New Zealand tall poppy syndrome, the UK tall poppy syndrome. In America, people want to build you up. It's a very different landscape. But I think if you read the negative comments, it's going to deflate your day. So you've got to decipher what you want to do there. I say don't read the comments, stay with the plan. Other people are going to tell you if we need to move the strategy. Reading comments can be very negative because a lot of people, they're just not nice out there. And I want to lead with gratitude, and I want all our athletes, all our artists to come with love and actually put out goodness into the air. However, the thing is that we've got to teach them to also engage with their fandom and their audience. So if there are some people out there that are like maybe struggling or wanting to ask questions that are valuable to the actual piece of content you're putting out there, then I think that person should engage in that. So it's a twofold. I'm saying don't engage, but I'm saying engage with the good stuff that's there. And maybe you should have a social media manager or someone that can help you decipher what you read. Because if we're reading negative comments all the time, it's just going to pull you down. And I don't believe that's a great space to be in.
A lot of the platforms, you can actually put words in the back end that will automatically delete it out of your comment section. So with a bit of learning, and that's another conversation for someone else. Go back to planning though, because stuff happens. And when you're building a brand or brands are trying to do stuff, they're trying to always humanize, right? Because it's not perfect world. And if things are going wrong, like it doesn't matter what it is, you're playing, your athlete playing career isn't going the way it is, or whatever you planned or your strategy was, and it's a bit skew with. How do you, when I say dig deep, What's the conversations you're having in your world, the artist, to reassure them, to make sure that, hey, we've got this, we're going in the right direction?
Okay. So plan is different to strategy, right?
Yep.
You brought up both. The plan, we always had one. If injury comes into play with an athlete, if there's something that's out of our realm that we didn't expect, that's not in strategy. So with that, we then bring strategy in to pivot into the plan and go, which direction are we going to go now? So you should always have a finish line, but enjoy the journey on the way. It's not the it's not the finish line, it's the destination. Enjoy that. Your playing career, your artist career, the whole way through is going to be the joy. And I think there's a lot of people that think we've got to get to this for the accolade, for the moment in time where I could sell out a stadium, I could be the player that walks in and gets the biggest, audience reaction. I've seen so much of this, but they don't enjoy it on the way because of the fact that there's hiccups and things on the way. That is strategy. Let other people handle your strategy. Stick to your plan.
Okay, but if you can't afford a strategy team, right? Like you're the lonely athlete that's a rookie that's just started, and you're a female athlete. You're playing in a team. You might be getting some money for your games, but you're not enough to have a full-time career in sport.
Yes.
But you're trying to build your brand to create that opportunity, right? There's a lot of self-monologue.
Got it. Mentors. And do you know who wants to be mentors? Everybody.
Yeah.
And if, to bring it back to you saying, a female athlete that might have some challenges along a journey, and who knows their path, and it might be injury, it might be something, another challenge. You look to your mentors, people that have trodden the path before you, you ask for help. Everyone wants to help. I promise you that if you can find the right person, and you've got to look at people that sit in your own box and you go, I admire that person. Why? For these 10 things. You go tell that person why you admire them for those 10 things. It's not for autographs or photographs or Instagrams or fucking bits and pieces around. Sorry. It's not for bits and pieces around your social media platform of just going, hey, look at me. If you're there for pure learning and you ask for real mentorship, everyone wants to give it. I would say most people want to give it. I've never met someone that hasn't mentored me where I've gone, you are excellent at what you do. I've learned these 5 things from you. Can you teach me 5 more? And they're like, of course. Oh my gosh. I've learned things from you and I compliment you, and then you will tell me 2 more things that I should do better, which you do daily.
Okay, so tell me about when you're building your plan and you've built it and you're in execution mode.
Yes.
What's keeping you up at night? Like, what are you thinking about the most? It's a human instinct.
So we set targets, we set goals, and they might be money goals. They might, like the monetization, I think you can bring it back to anything. So if it's contract success, if it's charting success, if it's audience success, fandom success, followers, likes, whatever that success might look like. If you're not achieving those goals, are we doing something wrong? Does that keep me up at night? It makes me no is the answer, but it makes me challenge my thinking on, did we set the right goals? Then can we step it back a bit and achieve smaller goals to get to the bigger ones? Because sometimes we speed through process thinking that we can get there quicker than we probably should have, or we're looking at other examples and going, they did it, why can't I? I've got the same physique, the same build, I could launch as quick as they could or whatever. It's not all the same. And every day it changes. So I think we need to bring our metrics back and go, break it down, snackable bits, look at it, and then go reevaluate, check goals.
What are the takeaways you want athletes to walk away with from this conversation?
I want athletes to think about their strategy of their own personal brand and their own long-term success, like sprinting 100 meters or swimming or hitting that golf club or hitting that baseball or shooting that three-pointer. I want them, they visualize this day in, day out to be the best in their category. You have to actually visualize and know what you want out of this space of monetizing brands. You need to know what brands you want to be associated with. You need to know who you want to be associated with. You want to know what you want to stand for. You want to have gratitude around everything that's coming around you, because people are going to just attack you and try to pull you down and try to fleece off you. So what do I want them to do? Stick to a plan, go slowly, get great advice, have awesome mentorship. And I think you will get, and you build your plan and know that strategy is a pivoting moment along the plan, and you can get to a great goal.
Ben Facey, thank you.
Pleasure.